Hey guys, what's going on? It's Brian Frost here, coming at you today in Escape from Tarkov. And today they just released a new survey to complete, actually in the game here, which I will show you in just a second. And it is basically thoughts and feelings, likes and dislikes about the hardcore wipe. And once you do complete it, usually they do give you some type of a reward. So we'll be looking at what you get for completing that. But basically, just wanted to go through the survey with you guys, see what's in there, and kind of get some of my thoughts out about the wipe while we're doing it. So, as you see here, once you boot up the game, on the bottom right corner here, there's a survey button. So go ahead and click that, assuming that you see this video in time. It says it takes about 2 minutes, so we will see about that. So here, just starting off, what game mode do you play? I only play PvP. How would you rate the concept of the hardcore wipe? Love it, like it, but it has nuances. Neutral, haven't fully formed an opinion yet, don't like it. Kind of on the fence of either I like it, but it has nuances, or just I don't like it, because there's definitely a lot of things that are, I think there's a lot more negatives than positives for sure. And I really hate how it's kind of bleeding the player base. So I'm kind of torn on which one of between those answers to pick, but I guess I will just go ahead and pick. Honestly, I'll just pick I don't like it, honestly. Alrighty, so I went on ahead and marked through what I thought here. So basically, again, which changes do you like the most in the wipe? So I'll just talk about probably what I selected here. So the hideout doesn't need found and raid items. I think that's a very good change. It rewards you for being able to put the items in your container and still use them. And with how ridiculous the requirements are now, which is why I did not select that option here for option two. Um, it's just ridiculous how many items that you need and the quantity for some of the higher tier upgrades. It's just crazy how long it will take. And even if it's not just the item amount, the space that you need in your stash, that's really the big pain point, is the space that you need in your stash. That's really the big problem, right? It's not even necessarily the more items. It's, oh, I have to store these big bulky 20 motors or whatever, or 8 car batteries in my stash, and tool sets and all these other just really huge items. And that's really the problem. Maybe when that quality of life change comes out, it will feel better, or at least it'll be bearable. But still not a fan of just strictly increasing and like doubling the amount of items you need. I think they could have been a little more creative there. I do think the flea market is good. I think you should be able to, buy and sell as you please. If you are able to earn the money, why should you not be able to get what you want? And you're still risking it in raid. You're still going, like, having to take that chance every time you go in. And if you end up dying, then, well, you lose it. And at least you get to pick things that you really want to run, especially if you have limited time. I could go on a whole spiel about that, but that's not really the purpose here today. And then, yeah, these that I didn't uncheck, reduce the hideout ammo crafts. I mean, that's, I think you should be able to craft almost any ammo that you want, because that's not really a consistent way to get ammo. Like, you would always expend more than you can create. Reducing the rare loot, terrible change, terrible change. You should never open up rare key rooms and just have nothing in the room. That's just ridiculous to me. The location availability restrictions, that's basically the transiting, that it was a terrible start, was way too difficult. People can be heavily incentivized to camp transit points, and it's just a terrible system, the way it was set up. The secure container restrictions, definitely not a huge fan of those. Again, with the higher prices and the big risk there, I think they definitely could meet somewhere in the middle from how the restrictions are now and it being a basically fully opened um, container policy. I think they could find another balance somewhere in the middle. That would still be a little more punishing, but you could still get some things in there. Or, like, I know somebody recommended, maybe you can start with items in your container, but you can't put new items in your container. So, you can't just put a bunch of heals and just keep those in there forever. And then we have, let's see, the limited trader item range. I kind of think this is counterintuitive to, if you take away the flea market, then traders should have more item range, because the flea market, the benefit of that is it opened the item range. So now we're taking away the flea market. So the traders should be revamped to kind of help alleviate that and just give you more options. So I don't like that choice at all. Like that just doesn't even make sense. Reduce item selling price and increase purchase price. I think maybe if they did the percentages a little different on these, it'd be better. But I think they're just drastically way too skewed. It's like a 4 or 5x difference, and to me, that's just too extreme. Um, I am a big fan of the bosses having a very high spawn chance, so that's good. If anything, too, if they wanted to combat just getting really good stuff early, they could have changed the loadouts of the bosses slightly, maybe give less really good ammo or something like that to compensate, while there's still the high threat of a boss on the map. And then we have, let's see, reduce experience for killing enemies and dying. I think that's not good. You should always incentivize people to eliminate enemies and basically playing the game. Increase experience for surviving raids, that is very good. And the AI difficulty, I mean, yeah, if they can make the AI better, just act better, and they're more of a threat, not in a way that's like just being a laser beam and being a bullet sponge, but if they can somehow make the AI just more better, that's kind of how I read that one. So sorry guys, I know that was a lot, but there's a lot of boxes here, and I didn't want to elaborate too hard on those, but keep going here. We are almost done with the survey. How do you like the gradual content unlocks, locations, tasks, and traders? I think I'm kind of in the middle about it. I think it's good, but there are other problems that will still let people, like the people that know what to do and know what to go for, they will still have unfair advantages in terms of just having access to very good armor and weapons and ammo. So you're so I'm kind of torn because you're gatekeeping the average person who doesn't have all of that knowledge, and they're just trying to play the game for fun and they don't have much time. They are severely punished by this, but the people who are already, really good at the game and play all the time, they're unemployed or whatever you want to say, um, they're still going to get the best of the best if it is available to get somehow, some way. You go a certain route, you do this certain boss, you do this certain rotation. If it is in there, they're going to be doing it. And when you run into them, it's not going to feel good. So I'm not really a big fan of soft locking people on purpose. So I think I'm just going to go neutral on this one because I'm kind of torn in the middle. I can see it going both ways. How do you like the frequency of the gradual content unlocks? I think they unlock them at a pretty good pace. I mean, the wipe's been out for almost a month now, and a lot of it's been opened up. And I mean, I think that's a pretty good amount of time. Like we can't just stay in tier one traders forever, tier two traders forever, right? So I think honestly, I think the current way that things have been opening up is not too bad. So do you think playing with the flea market disabled is more interesting? I don't think so. I think it just makes simple things with how the traders are balanced. Certain things are just way too much of a pain point to get. It's very frustrating, and just simple things that you're not able to get, or certain things that you want to run where you're like, oh, I can make all this money, or I'm prospering very well, but I never find the gun that I want to use, or I never find the parts that I want to use for that gun, or I can't get up to a certain tier of ammo from the flea market to run a certain weapon. Those are just many examples. I think you should really have that freedom, especially if you are being successful in your raids and you're making rubles and making money. I think that's you should be able to do that. How do you like the gradual decrease of the boss spawn rate? I was not a fan of it decreasing. I think it should have stayed a lot higher than 50%. And yeah, definitely did create a big player disbalance for sure. How has the hardcore wipe affected your playstyle? Started playing more aggressively, cautiously, and avoiding players. Playing in groups more, solo more. Haven't changed my style. I mean, I think naturally the answer for this is just being more cautious and avoiding players, especially because with the player base dwindling a lot. I don't know. I've been on Shoreline a lot. You guys can tell me if you have an experience down below that's similar, but on Shoreline, I feel like I've noticed a lot of just sus accounts and very sus cheat like aim, beaming through bushes. The hours don't add up. and then their last achievement is Killer 7. I mean, how much more obvious does it have to be, right? And I've never had this problem. This is the only wipe from many years now where I have noticed a big cheater problem, and that I think that really tells a lot, right? So yeah, I mean, definitely playing cautiously if you can avoid going into a cheater's path, because they're just gonna take you out no matter what. Um, yeah, I mean, and then you need to survive so much more to get any type of progress. So yeah, I mean, just playing more cautious. How has the hardcore wipe affected how long you and your teammates played the game? I would say I think this is definitely one of the worst wipes I've ever played, in my opinion. And I think my friends that I've played with also feel the same. So we'll say, yep, we started playing less compared to last wipe. And yeah, I think that about does it. So let's see what we get for completing that survey. So here are the items you get from the survey reward. I will say, don't worry about this DVL. That's something I just haven't claimed yet. So you get a bunch of parts, weapon parts, machine parts, tool sets, and an RPK. I wonder if that's just paying homage to Killa or letting people be able to just spray to their heart's content. Who knows? But I wonder if any of these items, because the last time they did the Road to Release promotion, there was a barter with the items you got where you could get a med case instantly. So I wonder if you can get some type of barter with these items. Well, I just went to go check, and there's not anything special you can get, a container or anything type of special barter for these items. Looks like they're just trying to help you with your hideout, and there is a good SKS barter for weapons parts. That's actually pretty good for early wipe, so would recommend checking out that. But don't want to ramble on too much longer, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts below. How are you enjoying the wipe? Have you quit and gave up? How does this compare to previous wipes? Like I mentioned earlier, this is probably my the least amount of fun and least amount of time I've invested into a wipe. It's just I think the cons definitely outweigh the pros here. But yeah, let me know. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Until next time, take care, guys.